basketball on West 105 brought to you by Parkside Bank Farragut, David Abbey Carpet, Precision Guard Door Service, LCUV Internet, The Strip Dock, Meisner Wealth Partners, Valley Plumbing, Shop Farragut, Citizens Bank, Knoxville and Lenore City, and by Bryant Insurance Group. Now the voice of the Farragut Admirals, Eric Gerhardt.
Well, good evening. Welcome back into the District 4 4A tournament from McMinn County High School, where it's boys semifinal night. And Farragut taking on the Oak Ridge Wildcats, teams which split their regular season meetings. Oak Ridge winning in December 9th to be exact, 70-67. Farragut with opportunities to tie or take the lead in the fourth quarter, never could get over the hump or pull even until the final seconds when they tied the game at 67, and Oak Ridge then responded with a three-point basket from Eli Peters, his only bucket of the night, three from straight on that hit off the back of the rim, the block, and then just fell through almost like a beanbag would as Oak Ridge won 70-67, the initial meeting this year and the first meeting between these programs since February 17th of 2016. So it had been a long time since Farragut and Oak Ridge had played. It was a highly entertaining game. The Admirals fell behind early, battled back throughout, and again, just couldn't take advantage of opportunities that came their way in the fourth quarter, missed some free throws, but then finally did pull even, only to see Oak Ridge win it on a buzzer beater. And so the teams matched up again at Lynn Sexton Gymnasium on January 23rd. And in that one, Farragut again fell behind early as they had in the previous matchup. They were down 9-0 and down 22-14 at the quarter break, but battled back on the strength of a 17-9 advantage in the second quarter to tie the game at halftime, 31-all. And it was a tight second half. Farragut going up by 4 heading to the fourth quarter and winning it by 6, 73-67. Parker Lane with 19 points leading the Admirals in the victory on January 23rd. Parker had scored 16 in the previous meeting with Oak Ridge, and certainly Reed Vining, huge in both games, both as far as the scoring column and on the boards. Reed with 17 points in the first matchup, 18 in the second. Matthew Dickens provided a real spark for the Admirals in the first meeting with 5 3-pointers in the third quarter, scoring 15 points. The junior coming off the bench and was just absolutely on fire. And you look at who perhaps stepped up offensively in the second game more so than the first, and Britton Lewis certainly jumps off the page at you with 14 points in the Farragut victory on January 23rd. Charlie Taubenheim for Oak Ridge has done the lion's share of the damage both games. The first night, he was just unstoppable with 33 points and started out in similar fashion in the January matchup at Lynn Sexton Gymnasium. He had 13 points at halftime, and you felt like he was well on his way to another game there, 25 to 30 point output, but the Admirals were able to limit him to 6 second half points. He still finished with the team high 19 for the Wildcats, but Taubenheim doing a lot of the damage in both games scoring wise for Oak Ridge. Ethan James contributed 16 in the December win for the Wildcats, and Justice West as well as Jarrell Jimerson were in double figures when Farragut won in January. West scored 12, Jimerson had 11. The Wildcats come in 17-11. They are the number 3 seed, having gone 7-5 in the district regular season, and they have played a game in this district tournament. That was Wednesday night, a 66-54 victory over homestanding McMinn County. We saw the Lady Admirals last night struggle against Lenore City, which is a solid team, but you wonder the layoff, as Farragut had been off basically a week, close to a week, if perhaps Lenore City benefited from having played Hardin Valley on Tuesday night. Lady Admirals were able to rally late and win 47-43, so they are on to the championship game Monday night against Bearden. And the guys trying to follow suit. The boys championship games and consolation games will be played here at McMinn County High School on Tuesday night. But Farragut and Oak Ridge, the Admirals with their first game of this district tournament, and Oak Ridge looking to build on its 66-54 win over McMinn County Wednesday night. Bearden has advanced to the championship game, the first game this evening at McMinn County High School. The other boys semifinal saw Bearden defeat Hardin Valley 83-38. So Hardin Valley playing in the consolation game on Tuesday night, and Bearden in the championship game. Consolation game at 6, championship game at 7:30, and our Farragut Oak Ridge matchup determining who the opponents will be for the Bulldogs and Hawks come Tuesday night. We know who's going to be advancing from District 3, just not the pecking order yet, as tonight they are playing at Halls High School, and it is semifinal action there as well. So these will be the 4 schools that will be advancing to the region out of District 3. Halls is taking on number 1 seed Central. So Halls advanced with a 66-56 win on Wednesday night over Carnes. Halls is the 4 seed, advancing to take on top-seeded Central. And it was West on Wednesday night defeating Campbell County 75-64. And so the West Rebels, the number 3 seed, advancing to take on second-seeded Powell tonight at Halls. So Halls, Central, Powell, and West will be the teams competing in the region tournament, which will, for the boys, for the boys, that gets underway on Saturday. The higher seeds host the first round games, then you move to a central site for the semifinals and championship. It is an even year, so that means the even numbered district, District 4, of which Farragut, of course, is a part, will host that central site. So it just depends on who wins this district tournament as to who has the opportunity to host, assuming that they survive the region quarterfinal. It's the highest surviving seed from District 4 as you move into the semifinal round. But so it'll be Farragut, Oak Ridge, Hardin Valley, and Bearden out of District 4, Halls, Central, Powell, and West out of District 3. And they are playing the same nights. Oftentimes in years past, District 3 has been staggered with District 4. The schedules did not match up. But this year, they match up exactly. And so on the girls' side of things, you've got set for District 3 coming up Monday night. Their championship game will be Powell against Central. Powell is the number 1 seed. Central's the number 3 seed. The consolation game in District 3 girls, for the District 3 girls, will be Carnes, which is the number 5 seed, taking on second-seeded Campbell County. Again, the Lady Admirals will be facing Bearden here at McMinn County Monday night at 7:30 for the championship. Oak Ridge and Lenoir City will be playing in the girls' consolation game at 6 o'clock Monday evening here at McMinn County. Since we last covered the Farragut Admirals, the all-district teams have been announced, and Farragut as the number 2 seed, well represented. 4 seniors: Reed Vining, Parker Lane, Britton Lewis, and Daniel Lanning, named all-district. And for the Oak Ridge Wildcats, Charlie Taubenheim, Jarrell Jimerson, and Ethan James. Lady Admirals, by the way, represented by KJ McNeely, Trinity Curry, and Zoe Porter. Last night, I mentioned Farragut surviving Lenoir City. They trailed by 6 at the end of the first quarter, trailed by 6 at halftime, had gone in front by 2 with a late spurt at the end of the third quarter. So up by 2 heading to the fourth, 35-33. But Lenoir City came back and took a 39-35 lead before Farragut scored 12 of the final 16 points in that game. And the Lady Admirals with a 47-43 win, improving to 21-9 on the season. And again, moving into the championship game, KJ McNeely knocked down 6 consecutive free throws in the final minute or so. Trinity Curry was 2 of 2 from the line as well. And so Lenoir City lengthening the game, fouling, sending Farragut to the line, and the Lady Admirals went 8 for 8 down the stretch at the free throw line. Leading scorer was Trinity Curry with 14. KJ McNeely had 12. Reagan Sheridan with 8. Gabby Van Acker, 4. Jana Carbaugh, 5. Zoe Porter, 3. Anna Corum 1. And I think that accounts for all of the Lady Admirals scoring last night in their 47-43 victory. So they're 21-9. That also is the record of the Farragut boys as they enter the night, 21-9, having gone 9-3 in district regular season play. They're the number 2 seed, and again playing their first game here at the district tournament. Oak Ridge with the win the other night over McMinn County, improving to 17-11 overall. Admirals will have their usual starting 5. Coached by J.P. Burris. He's assisted by Adam Jenkins, Corey Johnson, Randy Schwartzentruber. And it'll be number 2, Dan Lanning. Number 10, Reed Vining. Number 11, Britton Lewis. Number 20, Aiden Foshee. And number 23, Parker Lane. Farragut's in the home white. Oak Ridge in the road black. Ethan James, an all-district selection. Number 0, scored 16 in the first meeting with Farragut, 7 in the second, 5'11", a junior. He gets the start for the Wildcats, as does Eli Peters, 6'5", a sophomore, number 4. Number 11, Justice West, in double figures in both games against Farragut. Number 12, Charlie Taubenheim, again, far and away the leading scorer for the Wildcats. And whom I'm missing? Lucas Soria. Lucas Soria, 5'8", a junior, number 2 for Oak Ridge, rounds out their starting 5. Oak Ridge coached by Aaron Green. He's assisted by Danny Green, Ted Mitchell, Craig Price, and Ronnie Scott. Again, the Admirals with Dan Lanning, 6'1", senior. Reed Vining, 6'4", a senior. Number 11, Britton Lewis, 6'3", senior. Number 20, Aiden Foshee, 6'3", a senior. And number 23, Parker Lane, 5'9", a senior. Farragut will have Reed Vining to jump, and Oak Ridge will have Charlie Taubenheim. We are full speed ahead. Boys District Tournament semifinal action, and Oak Ridge will control the opening tip. Wildcats with Soria out top. Aiden Foshee chasing him. Soria gives off to Eli Peters. Peters hands on the left wing to Justice West. Swings it right side to Ethan James. Inside it'll go to Peters. Peters' shot up from the right baseline is good. Peters with a short jumper, right side, and Oak Ridge on the board as they score on the game opening possession. Dan Lanning into front court for the Admirals. Works off Reed Vining's screen, comes right. Parker Lane takes a pass, working off Vining's screen left side. Puts up the 3, no good. Admirals fortunate they weren't over the back. That's a good box out by Taubenheim of Oak Ridge. He brings the ball in front court. Working against Britton Lewis to the baseline. Can't get a shot off. Looks for the cutter through the lane. Found him, and the layup is good by Lucas Soria. Soria, nice off-ball cut to the basket, and Oak Ridge leads 4-0. Wildcats have jumped on the Admirals both regular season matchups, got out to early leads. Britton Lewis takes a handoff from Reed Vining, goes left, gives to Aiden Foshee coming back right. Thought about the 3 from the top of the key, instead to Parker Lane. Driving on Soria, leaves it off with Dan Lanning. He's matched up with by Ethan James. Aiden Foshee takes a pass, right wing. Over into the left corner. Open for the 3. That's Britton Lewis. Bang. Britton knocks down the 3, and Farragut on the board, trailing 4-3. In front court, Justice West. Left side will come Soria. Quick 3 for him. No good. Long rebound. Farragut's Aiden Foshee. Foshee into front court. Got around James, fires over on the right wing to Parker Lane. Open for 3, too strong. Backside rebound, Britton Lewis. Lewis backs down the defender, missed at the rim, got his own miss. Then the ball's knocked away from him by Justice West. West in front court for Oak Ridge, spinning in the paint against Foshee and scoring. West pivots and scores over Foshee, and it's 6-3. Oak Ridge with the lead. Dan Lanning in front court, right side, Parker Lane, wide open for 3. Got this one. Parker working off the screens and got a great look. And Farragut's hit 2 threes to tie the game at 6. Britton Lewis and Parker Lane. Justice West driving left. Looks inside to Peters. Peters left side on the baseline, out top to Taubenheim, guarded by Britton Lewis. Farragut bench encouraging Britton's defensive efforts as Taubenheim spins in the lane, missed the shot. Reed Vining goes and gets the loose ball ahead to Parker Lane. On the break, Lewis gives it back to Parker. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be off of Farragut. Admirals turn it over as they get out on the break. Coach Green taking Soria out of the ball game. Frustrated that I think he went over the screen, wanted him to go under the screen. That left Parker open for that three a moment ago. Here's Ethan James out top for Oak Ridge. Gives off to Jarrell Jimerson, who has entered the lineup. Pull up by Taubenheim. Right elbow is no good on the 15-footer. Left it short. Reed Vining another rebound. Gives to Dan Lanning. Lanning into front court for the Admirals in a 6-6 game. Left side, Aiden Foshee open for a three. Good! Foshee got a good look. And the Admirals doing a great job. Off-ball screens. And getting good looks from three. And it'll be Coach Green using a 30-second timeout to discuss such matters with his Wildcats. 9-6. Farragut with its first lead. Three-pointers by Britton Lewis from the left corner, Parker Lane from the right wing, and Aiden Foshee from the left wing. As the Admirals lead it 9-6. First basket of the ball game. Eli Peters, little baseline jumper for Oak Ridge. Soria with a drive to the basket. Justice West likewise. 9-6, Admirals with the lead. Oak Ridge with the ball coming out of the Wildcat timeout. West into the paint, all the way to the basket. Didn't get the shot to go, but did get the foul. And Foshee will be whistled for the foul. First foul of the ball game.
Number 20, Aiden Foshee, his first team first.
To the line, Justice West. First toss, no good. West, a junior, hits the second one. So he hits one of two, and it's Farragut 9, Oak Ridge 7. Farragut in front court. Foshee off Reed Vining's screen out top. Guarded by Eli Peters. Gives off to Dan Lanning. He's matched up with by Ethan James. As Lanning drifts right, gives to Reed Vining, top of the key, back to the basket. Waits for Lewis to come by. Continues to hold it, now gives to Lanning. Lanning, top of the key, spinning in the paint against Taubenheim. Fires into the right corner. Britton Lewis, three-pointer, no good. Reed Vining, great rebound. Got it to Parker Lane on the left wing, and now out top to Foshee. Foshee goes inside to Reed, back to the basket. Works down Taubenheim, but then throws it back out top to Parker. His drives down the lane and scores with the right hand. Parker Lane and Farragut's Aiden Foshee knocks a ball out of bounds as Oak Ridge trying to get it into front court in a hurry. Pass intended for Ethan James, but Aiden flashes in front, knocks it out of bounds. So the Wildcats will have it side front court. Farragut leading 11-7. Inbounding, Soria. Taubenheim with the ball. Gives to Jimerson. Jimerson into the paint, shot blocked, and they say a foul committed, and that's going to be on Aiden. So that's two fouls on Farragut, both of them on Aiden Foshee. To the line to shoot a couple, Jarrell Jimerson, 5'9" senior. 2 points in the first meeting with Farragut, 11 in the second. Toss is good. Foshee checks out of the game. Farragut gets into the lineup, number 1, 6'1" junior Matthew Dickens. Second toss for the left-handed Jimerson is good. He hit them both, and it's 11-9. Farragut by 2. Admirals, the home team on the scoreboard, is the higher seed. Play stop for a moment. Kid across the way lost a volleyball onto the playing court, so they get that cleared away. Lanning right side to Matthew Dickens, shoots the three, no good. Reed Vining had the rebound and then lost it. So Reed able to reach over the top of Soria and grab the rebound, but never had a firm grasp on it. And as Soria continued to back into him, Reed lost it out of bounds. 11-9, Farragut by 2. Into front court, West for Oak Ridge. Gives to Taubenheim. Taubenheim off to Peters. Right side to West. Out top, Soria. Spins. That's a walk. No call on Peters. Gives off to West. Now Jimerson fires it down low to Peters, running the baseline. Returns the ball into the right corner to Taubenheim. Pulls up right side of the paint and hits the short jumper. Charlie Taubenheim with his first basket of the ballgame ties it at 11. Admirals in front court. Dickens was open on a cut to the basket. Lanning instead goes to Parker Lane, right side. Now to Reed Vining, top of the key. Couple of dribbles, looks for the back cut. Dan Lanning lost the dribble and out of bounds. Farragut with his second turnover. Good idea, just didn't quite execute it. Oak Ridge subbing out West and Soria. Wildcats having the game for the first time. Josh Amos, number 3. He's on the left wing, guarded by Matthew Dickens. Pass goes over on the right side to James. Lanning there defensively. They lob it inside to Taubenheim. Kicks it back out to Jimerson for 3. No good. Parker Lane goes and tracks it down on the backside. Parker quickly in front court, pulls up, shoots the 3. Good. Parker from out top. His second 3. And the Admirals lead at 14-11. Oak Ridge quickly in front court. Peters on the right wing. Returns the ball out top to Jimerson. Jimerson in turn gives off to Taubenheim. Peters screening for him out top. There's pick and roll action. Goes down low to James, and he lays it up and in. 2 defenders hedging on Taubenheim, and timely feed to Peters, who scored from the right block. 14-13, Farragut by 1. Parker open for a 3. This one's offline. Rebound taken away by Amos of Oak Ridge. Amos in front court. Pulls up top of the key. Farragut by 1. Taubenheim takes it from Amos. And Reed Vining is going to be called for a foul out top that he doesn't agree with. And they're going to say Taubenheim wasn't passing, that instead he was shooting. And I think maybe his original intent was to shoot, but with a defender closing, he had decided to drop the ball off inside. But they're going to give him 3 free throws as Reed Vining picks up his first foul, and the team third. Oak Ridge yet to be assessed a foul. So Taubenheim misses the free throw. Second one is good. He's got 3. Ties the game at 14 with the make, and a chance to give Oak Ridge the lead with his third free throw, which he does. 1:30 to go first quarter. Oak Ridge leading 15-14. Admirals in front court. Lanning, left side, hands to Matthew Dickens. Now to Britton Lewis, out top. Britton off to Matthew. Matthew Dickens, left side Parker Lane. Jarrell Jimerson on him. Drops it on the baseline to Britton Lewis. Lewis working against Taubenheim. Spins to the baseline. And there's the first foul of the game against Oak Ridge. As spinning into a double team, grabbing, trying to strip the ball from Farragut's Britton Lewis as Jarrell Jimerson called for a hold. Peters checks out of the game for Oak Ridge. Admirals inbounding to Reed Vining on the left wing. Hands to Parker Lane, who had inbounded the ball. He dribbles it out top. Just over a minute to go first quarter. Farragut down 1, 15-14 against Oak Ridge in this district tournament semifinal. Reed Vining, top of the key. Drifts right, gives to Lewis coming back left. Lewis has his dribble knocked away and the ball stolen. And then a foul called on Lewis. Fourth foul on Farragut, first on Britton Lewis. Admirals with 3 turnovers. I don't have Oak Ridge with a turnover yet. Reed Vining checks out of the ball game. Admirals have got Connor Everly, number 4, 6'1" junior in the game. Justice West driving in off the right side, puts up a floater, good. West with the basket for Oak Ridge. He's got 5, and the Wildcats lead 17-14. Matthew Dickens to Britton Lewis. Lewis, left side. Cross-court pass to Everly, into the corner to Lanning. Three-pointer is short. Farragut didn't have anybody under there to rebound. It's rebounded away uncontested by Justice West 13 seconds to go first quarter. West driving the lane, puts up the shot and scores. West on the drive now has 7. Farragut quickly in front court. 5 seconds to go. Dan Lanning straight to the basket, missed at the rim. Rebounded away by Taubenheim, and the first quarter comes to a close with Oak Ridge leading by 5 over Farragut in this boys district tournament semifinal. 19-14, the Wildcats with the lead over the Admirals. Back to McMinn County High School here in Athens in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut High School Hoops, presented by Precision Garage Door Service on West 105.
You never think about your garage door until there's a little
Oh no!
or even the occasional.
Now that can be good.
That's why the pros at Precision Garage Door Service are available same day with fully stocked trucks to fix it fast. So we can turn into
Oh my, wow.
Precision Garage Door Service, the name you can trust.
Banking should feel personal, and at Hearthside Bank, we make sure it does. With services designed for you, from everyday banking to complex loans, we're here when you need us. Visit our Farragut branch today and discover the difference of banking with a local team that is always within reach. Hearthside Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Farragut with the first possession of the second quarter, trailing Oak Ridge 19-14. Reed Vining with the ball out top. Dickens a cut to the basket. Instead, the handoff to Britton Lewis. He slips and hit the deck and is called for walking. Tried to push the ball away on his way down, but apparently didn't do so quickly enough. And so 4 turnovers for Farragut, none for Oak Ridge. Justice West out top for the Wildcats. Gives it off to Charlie Taubenheim, guarded by Lewis. Drops the pass down low to Peters. Peters on the baseline. Missed the shot, but was fouled. So they're just working the 2-man pick and roll with Taubenheim and Peters.
Foul number 1, Matthew Dickens.
Matthew Dickens given the foul, his first. West driving the lane, right hand, scores at the rim again. Farragut's unable to keep West from getting to the rim repeatedly. He's got 9 points. 21-14, Oak Ridge on the board first in this second quarter. Parker Lane drives into the paint, drops it off to Reed Vining, and Vining just needs to go up with it, but dribbled it once, and Jimerson was able to reach in and deflect the ball out of bounds. Parker inbounds to Britton. Alley-oop on the inbound, works to perfection. Britton with his second basket. Nice feed off the baseline on the inbound from Parker Lane. 21-16, Admirals on the board here in the second quarter. Taubenheim head fakes a 3, now takes it. It's short, ball's on the ground and picked up by Lanning. Fires it into front court to Parker Lane on the right wing. He tracks it down. And now Farragut will set up the half-court offense as Parker moves to the top of the key, goes into the left corner to Dan Lanning. He's guarded by Jimerson, out top to Matthew Dickens. Dickens guarded by Ethan James. Right side to Britton Lewis. Lewis, cross-court pass. Lanning skies to get it. Lanning into the paint with the right hand, scores. Scored over Jimerson. And Lanning with his first basket, 21-18. Oak Ridge by 3. Lanning guarding Justice West. Bounce pass goes to James. Now the back cut, Taubenheim lays it up and in. Good ball movement. They went to the elbow, and then the cut by Taubenheim off that right side. And a no-look pass delivered perfectly, and Taubenheim has 6 points now. And Oak Ridge again leads by 5. On the baseline, it's Reed Vining working in the lane, spins into the paint, but came up short with the right hand. Taubenheim the rebound, ahead to Jimerson. Jimerson into front court, fires left corner. That's a three-pointer, no good by Ethan James. Reed Vining grabs it, gives to Matthew Dickens. Farragut's got numbers as the Admirals in front court. Lanning into the paint, through the lane with the right hand, scores. Dan Lanning, 4 points, and the Admirals trail by 3, 23-20. Oak Ridge in front court. Justice West gives to Taubenheim. Taubenheim pulls up, free throw line jumper, short. Ball knocked around. James comes up with it for Oak Ridge, misses underneath. Ball's going to trickle out of bounds off of Oak Ridge. James snuck in there, got an offensive rebound for Oak Ridge, but couldn't hit on a follow attempt. And then a lot of traffic under the basket, a lot of hands reaching for the ball, and it's knocked out of bounds off the Wildcats. James checks out of the game. Luis Soria back into the lineup for Oak Ridge. So they've got Jimerson, Soria, West, Taubenheim, and Peters. Farragut with Dickens, Lane, Lanning, Lewis, and Vining. Right side, Parker. Parker, top of the key, guarded by Jimerson. Loops it to Britton, guarded by Taubenheim. Now to Vining, top of the key. Peters on him. Back left, Dan Lanning takes it. Lanning spinning in the paint, got up in the air, nowhere to go with it, but found Parker at the last moment. Parker to the baseline, head fakes the shot, then goes up with a mid-range jumper, good. Cleared out the defender with the pump fake. Jimerson went flying by, and then Lane knocks down the short jumper. He's got 10. West to the rim, left this one short. Farragut trying to get it off of Oak Ridge, and I think they did. Great effort by Dan Lanning in pursuit of that basketball. He and Peters both going after it, and Dan leaping, able to grab it and ricochet it off the pursuing Eli Peters. The ball caroms out of bounds and belongs to Farragut. 23-22, Oak Ridge by 1. Farragut with the basketball. Dan Lanning to Matthew Dickens, left wing. Jimerson on him as Dickens moves to the free throw line, shoots the 15-footer and hits it. Dickens working off Reed Vining's screen, hits the mid-range jumper, and the Admirals go in front 24-23. Jimerson guarded by Parker Lane, finds Soria on a cut in the lane, but the shot is blocked away by Reed Vining, saved by the Wildcats. Peters gives in the corner to Soria for a three, no good. Peters has the ball ripped away by Lanning, but they're going to call a foul on Lanning. I don't know about that one. Looked pretty clean from this angle, and certainly not a push, as was indicated by the official. Might have gotten him on the arm. They'll inbound to Peters, top of the key, gives it back to Taubenheim. Head fakes the three, can't get the shot off against Britton Lewis. Peters will take it, back rimmed it, and that ball is out top, deflected by Farragut. Parker Lane in front court, head fakes a three, moves to the baseline, has picked up his dribble, is going to need some help, hands it off to Britton Lewis in the corner. He'll lob it to Reed Vining. Vining with a mismatch inside, goes up strong, but missed at the rim. Rebounded away by Amos of Oak Ridge. Good recognition that time by Reed, who he was matched up on, and by Lewis feeding him the ball. Taubenheim for Oak Ridge, pick and roll action with Peters. Quick shot from the right block, good. Farragut still hadn't really figured out that pick and roll action between Taubenheim and Peters now with 6 points. 25-24, Oak Ridge by 1. Left side, Parker Lane. Vining screening. Parker goes to the baseline. Pull-up shot, no good. Follow by Dan Lanning. Nobody put a body on Dan, and he comes from the perimeter and scores on the stick back. He's got 6, and Farragut leads 26-25. 2:50 to go first half. Amos with the ball, guarded by Matthew Dickens. Dickens picks his pocket. Matthew with the steal, driving to the basket with the left hand, scores. A lot of contact allowed, and Dickens has 4. That's the first turnover, I think, for the Wildcats. Dickens with the clean steal and possibly an and one opportunity, but the official who just called the foul on Lanning at the other end didn't see a foul going the other way. Three-pointer out top, no good by James, rebounded away by the Admirals, Reed Vining. Given to Matthew Dickens, Farragut by 3, 28-25. Amos on Dickens, left side Dan Lanning. And they're going to call Farragut for an offensive foul away from the ball. That'll be the second foul on Britton Lewis, and Farragut's 5th turnover. Britton continues to guard Taubenheim. Justice West, guarded by Matthew Dickens out top. Taubenheim with the ball. Inside, fires it underneath to James. His shot up from underneath, good. James with his first basket. Good find by Taubenheim from out top. 28-27, Farragut by 1. Dan Lanning, right side to Parker Lane. Farragut's got Aiden Foshee at the scorer's table. Reed Vining takes a pass from Parker on the right baseline. Could have shot it. Instead, loops it on the left wing to Lanning. Lanning drives, gives to Parker in the right corner. Spinning on the baseline, gives off to Reed Vining. Vining bulls his way to the basket along the right baseline and scores with the right hand. Reed Vining with his first basket. And Farragut leads 30-27 with 1:21 to go in our first half. And the Admirals using a full timeout. So timeout asked for by Coach Burris with the Admirals up 30-27. Again, 1:21 to go until intermission in this boys District 4 semifinal. Back in 30 seconds with more as you listen to Farragut High School basketball, presented by Precision Garage Door Service, a name you can trust.
Leaky pipes. Oh no! Toilets clogged. Oh crap! Don't freak out. Just call us. Problem solved. Okay. No job too big. No job too small. Okay. Repairs, installs, relax. We do it all.
Valley Plumbing. Any plumbing issue, anytime. Call your Valley Plumbing professionals today at 865-351-0643 or visit valleyplumbingtn.com. That's valleyplumbingtn.com.
The Admirals have got 10 from Parker Lane, 6 from Dan Lanning, 5 from Britton Lewis, 4 from Matthew Dickens, 3 from Aiden Foshee, and 2 from Reed Vining. Vining's basket the most recent one. As the Admirals lead at 30-27, Oak Ridge has got 9 from Justice West, 6 apiece from Eli Peters and Charlie Taubenheim, 2 apiece from Louis Soria, Jarrell Jimerson, and Ethan James. And Farragut knocking the ball out of bounds. Oak Ridge continues to have possession. Side rear court, Taubenheim inbounding. Gives in to Justice West. Dan Lanning now on Taubenheim as Britton Lewis is on the bench with 2 fouls. Jarrell Jimerson, a little shake and bake down the lane, missed the shot, and Farragut's Aiden Foshee with a rebound. Ahead to Dan Lanning. Lanning, a 2-on-2 break. Will take it right to the basket, has his shot blocked by Taubenheim. And then I guess Taubenheim stepped on the baseline after making the block shot. Dan tried to flip it up over his head, but Taubenheim with that length blocked the shot. Vining a baseline drive, finds Parker in the left corner for a 3, no good. There's a rebound and stick back by Aiden Foshee. Foshee on the offensive glass gives Farragut a 5-point lead at 32-27. Justice West, left side pass to Ethan James. Foshee on him, inside to Taubenheim. Taubenheim fades over Lanning, shot, good. Turnaround, quick turnaround jumper by Taubenheim. He's got 8. Farragut by 3. 20 seconds to go until halftime. Dan Lanning, guarded by Ethan James. Makes a move to the basket, drives the paint, put the shot up, count it, and he's fouled. Got tripped up on his way to the basket, but still able to hit the shot, play through contact, and an and one opportunity as James is given the foul. Nice touch by Dan. When you're stumbling like that, your momentum suddenly surging forward. Awfully hard to maintain the proper touch to kiss that off the window good. But Dan was able to do so. And now looking to complete the 3-point play. And he converts Farragut's first free throw of the night with 10 seconds to go in our first half. Oak Ridge in front court. West gives off right side to Peters. Into the corner, Jimerson. He'll pull up for a mid-range jumper off the side of the backboard. Farragut rebounds away the miss. And our first half comes to a close with the Admirals in front, 35-29. 35-29. At one point there, trying to read my handwriting, I think Oak Ridge was up 21-14. That would make sense. They scored the first basket of the second quarter. So it was 19-14 at the quarter break. Oak Ridge scored first. They went up 21-14. But the Admirals go on in that second quarter to outscore the Wildcats 21-10. And it's a 6-point cushion for Farragut here at intermission, 35-29. We'll get a 3-minute break here for our sponsors. Return on the other side to take a look at the first half numbers as you listen to Farragut High School Hoops, presented by Precision Garage Door Service on West 105, worldwide at WFIV.com, and the Admiral video stream on 105.3 WFIV's YouTube channel.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Hey, it's Matthew Bryan of Bryan Insurance Group. Need insurance? Bryan Insurance Group has you covered. Do you have team drivers? Check rates at Bryan Insurance Group and see if we can save you money. In today's world, it's nice to know you have a local agent who can fight for you and discuss all the benefits our carriers have to offer. That's why we recommend you call the Bryan Insurance Group. Get a free customized quote today at bryaninsurance.com. That's BRYAN insurance.com.
Insurance for every season of your life.
Whether you're cheering on the home team or building your dream home, David's Abbey Carpet and Floors has you covered. From engineered hardwood to luxury vinyl, elegant porcelain to natural stone, David's has the winning design for every room and a championship team ready to help you score the perfect floor. Locally owned and proud to serve our communities from locations in Farragut, Marable, and Pigeon Forge. Visit David's Abbey Carpet and Floors in-store or online today, or the Admiral's Shop for Floors.
Whether you're managing a household or running a business, Citizens Bank has a checking account built for how you bank. Choose from personal and business options with digital tools like mobile deposit, bill pay, and merchant services. Plus, support from a local team in Knoxville and Lenore City that understands your goals. Learn more at citizensbank24.com. Member FDIC.
Selling or buying a home this spring in Farragut, Knoxville, Lenore City, and Maryville, experience matters. Trust a realtor. Homeowners know best. Phil Cobble of Phil Cobble Fine Homes and Land. With 46 years of success and over $1 billion in homes sold, Phil delivers expert guidance, smart marketing, and strong negotiations for results you can take to the bank. Don't leave your next move to chance. Call Phil Cobble today, 865-805-4664 for your private home evaluation.
Now, LCUB is offering fiber internet for business, exclusive to LCUB electric customers. Get connected to just the speed you need with low latency and no data caps. As businesses each have unique needs, LCUB can customize your fiber internet to you. From static IP addresses to speeds starting at half a gig and up. Get increased workplace productivity and no more laggy Zoom calls with fiber internet for business from LCUB. Browse available packages and get connected now at lcub.com.
Where do you go for shrimp straight from the Gulf, wild salmon, and the best clam chowder in the South? The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market. The Shrimp Dock has fish delivered from the Atlantic, Pacific, and Gulf multiple times per week. Whether it's fish on the grill for two or a shrimp boil tailgate party for family and friends, the Shrimp Dock is your home for fresh seafood and shellfish. Open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly specials. The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market.
Boys semifinal night at the District 4 4A tournament from McMinn County High School. Earlier, Bearden defeated Hardin Valley. It was 83-38 in favor of the Bulldogs. So the winner of this Farragut Oak Ridge semifinal advances to take on Bearden in the championship game Tuesday night at 7:30. The loser will take on Hardin Valley Tuesday night in the consolation game at 6 o'clock. Monday night, it's the girls' consolation games and championship. And Lady Admirals will be facing Bearden in the championship game at 7:30 Monday night here at McMinn County High School. The girls' consolation game will pit Oak Ridge against Lenore City. Lady Admirals winning last night 47-43 over Lenore City. So Farragut, as they have done in the two regular season meetings with Oak Ridge, fell behind early. Wildcats led 4-0. 4-0. And then 6-3. Admirals tied it on the three-pointer. I believe it was Parker with the three, tying the game at 6. the Admirals would go in front 9-6 and led at 11-7. But from that point, closing out the first quarter, Oak Ridge outscored Farragut 12-3, and then made it a 14-3 run, scoring first to begin the second quarter. So the Wildcats early second quarter were up 21-14. Farragut took its first lead of the second quarter at 24-23, led again at 26-25. 28-25, the Admirals by 3 opened up a 5-point lead at 32-27. And the Admirals lead it by 6 here at halftime, 35-29. 21-10 second quarter advantage for the Admirals. Oak Ridge with only 1 turnover in the first half. Farragut did score off of it. Matthew Dickens with a clean steal out near midcourt. Drove for the basket at the other end. And Farragut with 5 first half turnovers. Fouls were becoming a concern, but the Admirals were able to get to the locker room at halftime with no more than 2 fouls on any individual player. But Britton Lewis and Aiden Foshee both with 2 fouls. Oak Ridge, they only called Oak Ridge for 2 fouls the first half. So the Admirals getting 4 points from Matthew Dickens. Dan Lanning, 1 of 1 from the line, 9 points, all of Dan's scoring coming in the second quarter. Reed Vining with 2 points, Britton Lewis with 5, including a 3-pointer. Aiden Foshee with 5 points, including a 3-pointer. Parker Lane with 10 points, including a pair of 3. So the Admirals hit 4 3-pointers. Parker with 2, Aiden Foshee and Britton Lewis 1 apiece, and the Admirals 1 of 1 from the foul line. Dan Lanning completing the 3-point play. For Oak Ridge, Ethan James with 2 points, Jarrell Jimerson with 2 points. 2 of 2 from the line was Jimerson. Luis Soria with 2 points, Eli Peters with 6 points, Justice West 1 of 2 from the line, 9 points to lead the Wildcats, and Charlie Taubenheim 2 of 3 from the line, 8 points for Taubenheim. Admirals lead it 35-29, trying to advance to the championship game Tuesday night, 7:30 here at McMinn County High School. All of these teams playing tonight in the semifinals know that they are region bound, as the region tournament for the guys will start a week from tomorrow. The girls region tournament starts a week from today. And the higher seeds for the region tournament host the first round games. And then, being an even numbered year, District 4 being the even numbered district when it comes to Region 2, the district tournament champions will have the opportunity to host as the central site once you get past those first round, those quarterfinal games. Once you move to the semifinals, everybody convenes at a central site, and it's different sites, can be different sites for the girls and the guys, but those region tournaments, girls and guys are played independent of one another on different nights. So anyhow, the Lady Admirals know that they're going to get to host that quarterfinal, but also have the opportunity to play for the district championship Tuesday night. But as no worse than the 2 seed, they know that they're going to host the first round of the region. If they can win the district tournament and then win that quarterfinal region game, they would have the opportunity to host the girls, the entirety of the girls region tournament. Same situation for the guys if they can get the win here tonight, matching what the Lady Admirals did 24 hours ago. Final seconds ticking away on halftime. Let's get a 30-second break for our sponsors. We'll return with third quarter action on the other side. As you listen to Farragut High School Hoops on West 105.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. That's 865-281-1616 or online at miserwealthpartners.com.
Oak Ridge will have the first possession of the second half. Farragut leading 35-29. Justice West driving to the basket. Misses on the shot, ball knocked loose. Lanning picks it up for Farragut, leads the break the other way. Dan finds Parker Lane. Right corner three is going to be short. Rebounded away by Peters of Oak Ridge. Farragut with the same five they began the game. All seniors. Driving Peters for Oak Ridge to the right block. Puts it up over Reed Vining and off the window. Good. Eli Peters with 8 points. Just a sophomore. Going to be a good one. Aiden Foshee hit on the arm as he shoots from the free throw line. Shot wouldn't go. West picks up the foul. It's just the third of the night against Oak Ridge. And it'll be Aiden Foshee shooting two.
Foul number 11, Justice West, his first.
Foshee with the free throw, no good. Aiden's got 5 points tonight. (35-31) Admirals. Just underway second half. Second free throw good. Farragut's first point of the second half. Foshee's got 6. The Admirals lead 36-31. Justice West in front court. Driving right. Lost his dribble. Grabs it back. Out top to Peters. Left side Ethan James. James driving into the paint with the right hand. Scores at the rim. Got away from Lanning, and James has his second basket of the night. Lanning. Right side to Reed Vining. Gives to Parker Lane. Pick and roll action with Reed. Reed takes the pass on the baseline. Wraparound pass trying to get it to Britton Lewis. Lewis saves it to Parker Lane in the corner. Out top to Aiden Foshee. Three-pointer, too strong. Rebound Taubenheim of Oak Ridge. 3-point game. Oak Ridge into front court as Taubenheim driving on Britton Lewis. Spins, shoots, scores. Taubenheim with the basket. And both sides wondering about a foul on that one. Lanning guarded by Jarrell Jimerson. Goes behind his back, drifts left, hands to Aiden Foshee. Now Jimerson switches on to Foshee. Foshee rotates, gives to Lanning in the corner. Dan into the paint, up with the right hand, scores. Dan Lanning's been tough off the dribble. Farragut's needed it. Here's Oak Ridge in front court with a long pass to Ethan James. James spinning on the block, puts a shot up between two defenders, no good. West saves it, gives to Peters for a three, right side, no good. Britton Lewis with the rebound for the Admirals. Lanning has provided Farragut a little bit of an answer for how good Oak Ridge has been off the bounce tonight with West. And James has been solid too off the dribble. Farragut throws it away. Miscommunication. Admirals with their sixth turnover. Into front court, Jimerson with the shot up. Missed it. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be whose ball? Oak Ridge's. Farragut now -5 where turnovers are concerned. 6 turnovers for the Admirals to only 1 for the Wildcats. 38-35, Farragut leading as James inbounds off the baseline to Taubenheim. Taubenheim pick and roll with James. James down low, Peters off to James. And James is fouled on his shot, will have 2 free throws. Peters took the pass from Taubenheim, and rather than shooting, made the extra pass in the paint. I didn't catch who the foul was on. Reed Vining with the foul. Be his second. So 3 Admirals with 2 fouls apiece. Ethan James with a free throw, good. Second toss is good as well. 38-37, James contesting an inbound feed, and it's knocked out of bounds. So Farragut will try again to get the ball in. Aiden Foshee replaced in the Farragut lineup by Matthew Dickens. Oak Ridge had jumped into a press, but now they back out of it. Lanning works off 2 screens right, gives to Parker. Nope, ball's knocked away. Lanning, though, will save it at midcourt. Fires to Parker. Left side 3 for Parker. No good. Rebound Matthew Dickens on the backside. Gives to Lanning out top. And a collision out there. James has assessed his second foul. He's the first Wildcat to pick up a second foul. Farragut by 1, 38-37 with 4:51 to go in the third quarter in this boys semifinal from the district tournament here at McMinn County High School. Lanning driving left side into the paint. Nowhere to go with it. Out to Parker. Could have shot the three. Parker, crossover, got away from West into the paint, hangs in the air and kisses it off the glass. Good. The magician, Parker Lane, with the basket. He's got 12. Farragut by 3. Justice West into the paint against Dickens. Finger roll. Good. Justice West. 11 points now to lead the Wildcats in scoring. 40-39. Farragut by 1. Lanning. Left side, Britton Lewis. Lewis bounces it to Reed, who hands it to Britton going left, right rather, off to Parker coming back left. Parker into the left corner to Dan Lanning, and a charge called on Lanning. That'll be his second. (40-39), Farragut by 1, but Oak Ridge with the ball after the Admirals' 7th turnover of the game. Taubenheim driving, baseline, comes to a stop, gives off to Jimerson in the paint. He'll hit a shot and was fouled. So much attention paid to Taubenheim, and he has done a good job tonight distributing the ball. Found Jimerson at the last instant, and Jimerson hangs in the air, absorbs contact from Dickens. So now Dickens, yet another Admiral with 2 fouls. And Jimerson with the basket and the free throw to boot. Completes the 3-point play. Farragut's Britton Lewis driving, right side, threw it away. Jimerson with a steal, driving, and Parker Lane called for a foul as Jimerson slid to the deck. So Farragut with its 8th turnover, and Parker is given his first foul. Already Farragut's 4th this quarter, so Oak Ridge is shooting the bonus the rest of the 3rd quarter. 3:34 to go in the quarter. Looping it in out top to Charlie Taubenheim. Taubenheim hands off to West. West through the paint with a shot up, right hand, good. West has got 13, and Oak Ridge leads 44-40. Lanning, right side, spinning on the baseline. Gives off to Lewis. Britton driving from the left wing, scores and was fouled at the rim. Lanning driving along the baseline, right to left. Found Lewis cutting to the basket, knifing to the basket from the left wing, and Britton lays it up and in. Much needed basket for the Admirals, down 44-42 with Lewis's make. He's at the free throw line, no good. Vining goes up, grabs the offensive rebound, but misses on the putback. Ball loose, Britton Lewis comes up with it, fires it out top to Dickens. Dickens to Lanning. Lanning down the lane with the right hand, scores. Lanning's got 13. Reed Vining and Britton Lewis extended the play on the offensive glass, and Farragut ties the game at 44. Three-pointer, Soria, good. That is the first from long range for Oak Ridge. Luis Soria from the left wing knocks down the 3, and the Wildcats quickly go back in front, 47-44. Dan Lanning hands off to Matthew Dickens, right wing, moves to the top of the key. Guarded by Justice West, bounces it to Reed Vining. Vining hands to Britton Lewis. Lewis back to Vining. And Reed squares up to the basket, starts to make a move, is called for taking steps. 9 turnovers for the Admirals. -8 turnover margin. 47-44. Oak Ridge by 3. Peters, right side to West. West spinning against Dickens. Didn't get the shot, but got the foul. So Dickens will be the first Admiral given a 3rd foul, I think. Oak Ridge in the bonus, but shooting 2 regardless in this situation. As West hits the free throw, he's got 14. Aiden Foshee into the ball game for Matthew Dickens. Second toss, no good. Out of bounds off of Oak Ridge. 48-44, Oak Ridge by 4. West will be replaced in the lineup by Jimerson. Dan Lanning in front court. Right side pass to Parker Lane. Parker leaves it off with Britton Lewis out top. Left side, Aiden Foshee. Guarded by Taubenheim. To Lewis. Left baseline. Back out top to Foshee. Top of the key to Vining. Reed to Parker Lane. Parker off of Vining's screen. Could have shot the three. Instead, Lewis, left side three. No good. And Taubenheim the rebound. Oak Ridge with the ball and a 4-point lead. Jimerson straight to the basket, missed. Farragut's rebound, Aiden Foshee. 1:29 to go third quarter. Foshee in a hurry, driving into front court all the way to the baseline, lost a handle on it and turned it over. Farragut with its 10th turnover, its 5th of the quarter. Farragut now -9 turnover margin. .123 to go. Third quarter. That's Justice West working against Parker Lane. Spins in the paint, puts a shot up over Vining, no good. Britton Lewis claims the rebound. Ahead to Parker. Parker in front court. Working off the pass to Reed Vining underneath, and he lays it up and in. Nice little hesitation, and then dumped it off to Reed Vining. He's got his second basket of the night. Farragut trails by 2. Under a minute to go third quarter. Taubenheim out top for Oak Ridge. Pick and roll action down low to Peters. Peters underneath the basket, gives it off to James. James with a shot up. They called a foul. They called that on Aiden Foshee. Two free throws here for James. Reed Vining with the block shot, but they say Foshee got him with the body, and 2 free throws for James. First of which is good. He's got 7. Second one good as well. 50-46, Oak Ridge by 4. 40 seconds to go in our third quarter. Right side, Foshee sizes up a 3, short. Rebound, Jimerson. And Oak Ridge wants to hold for a final shot, up 4. Jimerson driving, right side, got up in the air, throws it out top. Peters comes up with the ball. Down to 19 seconds. Peters off to West. West driving, right side, spinning in the paint. And Reed Vining came over as the help defender on the pivot and picked up the foul. It'll be his 3rd. So shooting a couple of free throws with 4.1 seconds remaining in this third quarter, it'll be Justice West. West is 2 of 4 from the line tonight. First toss is good. He's got 15, which leads all scorers. Dan Lanning, Farragut's leading scorer, with 13. West gunning for number 16, trying to give his team a 6-point lead here late in the third quarter, and does so. Farragut inbounds with 4 seconds to play. Lanning in front court. Long three-pointer, short at the buzzer. So the Admirals with some work to do, trailing by 6 as we head to the fourth quarter. It's Oak Ridge 52 and Farragut 46. Back in 1 minute with fourth quarter action from the District 4 4A tournament at McMinn County High School. Boys semifinal action. Back in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut Hoops on West 105.
You never think about your garage door until there's a little...
Oh, no.
Or even the occasional...
Now that can be good.
That's why the pros at Precision Garage Door Service are available same day with fully stocked trucks to fix it fast. So we can turn into...
Oh my, wow.
Precision Garage Door Service, name you can trust.
Shop Farragut loves Farragut sports. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, we love supporting our hometown teams. We also love it when you shop Farragut and support our hometown businesses. You'll find everything you want when you shop Farragut. So support our local businesses and shop Farragut every day.
We got the big box of mom and pops, so many TV restaurants. Shop Farragut.
Farragut with the first possession of the fourth quarter. Matthew Dickens, Reed Vining, Dan Lanning, Britton Lewis, Parker Lane on the floor for Coach Burris. Lanning into the paint, pulls up, shot from in front, didn't get the roll. Rebounded away by Taubenheim. Oak Ridge in front court, leading by 6. As West for Oak Ridge at the point. Gives off to Jarrell Jimerson. Jimerson to Charlie Taubenheim. Taubenheim down the lane, floater, left it short, but it's saved underneath by Peters. Finds Jimerson for a 3. Good. Wide open look after the save underneath by Peters. And Jimerson with the second 3 of the night for Oak Ridge. They're on the board first here in the fourth quarter, now leading by 9, 55-46. Parker Lane spinning right side with the right hand. Beautiful move against Justice West as Parker floats it up off the baseline. Good. He's got 14. Admirals trail by 7, 55-48. Justice West exchanging the ball with Peters. West getting it back out top. Now to Jimerson. Jimerson looking down low. Farragut denies. Reed Vining knocked it away and apparently touched last by Farragut as the ball bounces into the Oak Ridge bench. So the Wildcats continue to have possession, side front court. Ethan James to inbound. Gets it into Peters. Peters gives it up to Taubenheim. Britton Lewis on him. Now Jimerson takes it, curls along the lane. Ball knocked away by Dickens on the deck. Farragut's Lanning had it, but then lost it. And Oak Ridge got a timeout call. Judged to have had possession of the ball. They got a timeout. Coach Green was right there in the official's ear. It was on their end of the floor. And so the Wildcats end up saving the possession. So a 30-second timeout being used by Oak Ridge. I've got the Wildcats with 3 full timeouts left. Farragut with 2 fulls and 2 30s. No fouls yet in this fourth quarter. But Matthew Dickens, Reed Vining, Aiden Foshee all have 3 fouls apiece for the Admirals. Only Ethan James for Oak Ridge has more than 1. He's got 2. Oak Ridge with the ball and a 7-point lead, 55-48. Admirals led at halftime 35-29, but Oak Ridge with a 23-11 third quarter advantage as the Admirals turned the ball over 5 times in the third quarter. They've turned it over 10 times in the game. Thought they were about to get maybe the second turnover out of the Wildcats. There it is. They've inbounded it and James lost his footing. Dickens Lanning with the steal and drives for the layup at the other end. Well, I guess you're fortunate they didn't call a foul on Farragut. That happened earlier to Jimerson on a drive, and they called Parker Lane for a foul after he lost his footing. Driving along the baseline, James goes up. Shot is altered by Reed Vining, and then Vining collects the miss. Farragut in front court. All the way to the basket. Matthew Dickens scores. So Lanning and Dickens with buckets at the rim pull Farragut back to within 3 at 55-52. 5:48 to go. Justice West guarded by Parker Lane. Works off Peters' screen, pick and roll action. Peters spinning on the block to the baseline. Shot off the window, good. Quick shot by Peters on the pivot to the baseline, and he's got 10, and the lead is 5 for Oak Ridge, 57-52. Dan Lanning in front court. James reaches, tries to steal. Lanning continues to dribble, goes to the baseline, and was knocked out of bounds by a reaching Wildcat. 5:17 to play. Lanning over near the corner, lobs it in off the baseline to Britton Lewis. Lewis to Reed Vining, hands it back to Britton. Britton works back off Reed's screen, pivots, 14-footer in the paint, good. Britton Lewis, turnaround jumper on the money. He's got 9, three-point game. Justice West into front court for Oak Ridge, gives to Charlie Taubenheim. Taubenheim, this time Farragut defends the pick and roll action well. James has the ball on the perimeter, hands it back to Taubenheim. Taubenheim gave it to Peters. He wasn't looking for it, and we've got a held ball. Ball loose on the ground, and Parker, as well as Eli Peters for Oak Ridge, in possession of it simultaneously. And the possession arrow apparently to Oak Ridge. Inbound feed comes to Peters. Peters off to West. West at the free throw line, spinning in the paint, fires left side to Peters. Three-pointer, good. Got a good look. And Peters knocks down the three, his first of the night. Oak Ridge has hit, I believe, 3 threes here in the second half. Didn't have one in the first half. 60-54, Wildcats by 6. Britton Lewis with the basketball, back to the basket. Now gives to Matthew Dickens, left wing. He's going to shoot a long three. Good. Matthew with his first from long range tonight. He's got 9, and it's a 3-point game. 60-57, midway through our fourth quarter. Here's Peters trying another three. This one's off the back of the rim, up off the top of the backboard. It'll go to Farragut. 3:52 to go, and the Admirals trailing 60-57. I have no idea what the officials could possibly be talking about here. But all three officials huddled up, nodding in agreement about something. I don't know. I mean, anytime, anywhere else, when the ball goes up and hits the basket support or goes off the top of the backboard, it belongs to the opposing team. And it looks like they did that based on the possession error. Wait a minute. No. The official is over here talking to the scorer's table. Dan Lanning is looking at the scorer's table, so he picked up his dribble. One official had timeout called. The other official did not. This is where the officials need to huddle up. A moment ago, they're huddled up for something I don't understand. Now they're not going to huddle up over this, and they're going to give Oak Ridge the basketball. You got to be kidding me. So you got an official who's not even engaged in the game. He's talking to the scorer's table, and Dan Lanning seeing that, and obviously there is no play. The official is not active on the floor, and another official who's oblivious to that fact calls a traveling violation on Lanning in rear court. That is pathetic, and then they didn't even get their heads together to figure it out. But they huddled for a full minute a moment ago when the ball went off the top of the backboard. I'd say move the district tournament just to get some other officiating crews. 60-57, it'll be Oak Ridge's ball after Farragut's 12th turnover of the night. So Farragut now, with that turnover, being allowed to stand, is minus 10 on the night. And Oak Ridge, with a 3-point lead, gets the ball back. I think they've got the possession arrow, too, as a result of them saying that it was a possession situation when the ball went off the top of the backboard. So a 3-point lead in the ball for the Wildcats is Justice West. I don't know what that call was. I think that was called a makeup. No foul that I'm aware of. So basket for the Admirals pulls them to within 1. It's 60-59. I believe it was Lanning. Lanning with a bucket. So here's Taubenheim, left side for Oak Ridge, as the Wildcats lead at 60-59. Taubenheim stutter steps, moves to the free throw line. That's got to be a walk. He'd already taken his extra step to get to the free throw line. Then he tried to step under the Admirals, and they called it. So a turnover for the Wildcats. And I think they gave him a 5-second count a moment ago. That was the turnover. That was the call that I was scratching my head over, trying to figure out what went on. And now a traveling call. So a couple of turnovers, which have been rare tonight for the Wildcats. Parker off a screen, three-pointer short, and the Admirals continue to trail by 1, 60-59. Oak Ridge in front court. Jimerson goes inside to James, and James, trying to back down Parker Lane, is going to be called for the charge. That's 4 turnovers this quarter now for Oak Ridge. Can Farragut capitalize? Admirals have turned it over twice this quarter. They get the ball back, trailing by 1 with 2:35 to play. Britton Lewis, left side, Matthew Dickens. Back out top to Britton. Britton into the paint. Off to Matthew. Matthew moves to the top of the key. Matthew Dickens, guarded by Jarrell Jimerson, hands it off to Parker Lane. Jimerson takes him on a switch, and Parker's bumped and fouled. 2:15 to go.
Foul number 1, Jarrell Jimerson, his second.
Second foul on Jimerson. Farragut with a basketball. Matthew Dickens, side front court, gives in to Dan Lanning. Lanning guarded by Ethan James of Oak Ridge. Got away from the defender, drives a lane with the right hand, scores at the rim. They were so cognizant of Reed Vining's screen, and Lanning exploded the other direction, got a step on the defender, and an and-one opportunity as Peters fouls him at the rim. Lanning has been a difference maker for the Admirals off the bounce. Oak Ridge is so quick, and Lanning has been able to match that. And one opportunity, good. And the Admirals lead 62-60 on a three-point play by Lanning. Quick pull-up by West is no good. Ball batted around, and Farragut comes up with it after the miss by Justice West. And Farragut in front court will use a 30-second timeout with 1:54 to play. 1:54 to go in this one. Boys semifinal from the District 4 4A tournament in Athens, McMinn County High School. And the Admirals have battled back from being down 55-46 to lead it 62-60. Oak Ridge had only 1 turnover entering the fourth quarter, 4 in this quarter. So 5 for the game. Farragut with 12 turnovers. But the Admirals' Dan Lanning with a and-one opportunity that he converted just a moment ago, giving him 20 points in the game, 7 in this fourth quarter. Matthew Dickens has hit a couple of big baskets as well. Britton Lewis with a basket, Parker Lane with a basket in this fourth quarter, as the Admirals have rallied again from down 9 to lead by 2, and Farragut with the basketball coming out of the timeout. Both these teams will play Tuesday night back here at McMinn County High School. 1 in the championship game, 1 in the consolation. Admirals inbound to Dan Lanning, gives it back to Britton Lewis, who had inbounded the ball. Now to Lanning, out near midcourt. The pass goes to Matthew Dickens. Jarrell Jimerson on him. Parker Lane has the ball knocked away by Justice West. Parker grabs it back, fires the right side to Britton. Admirals trying to use some clock. Dan Lanning, top of the key with the ball. The grab, can't knock the ball away. Give it off to Parker. Justice West pursues, 1:25 to go, and West will give a foul. That'll just be his second. It is the fourth on Oak Ridge. Into Lanning. Lanning off to Dickens. And Coach Burris using a full timeout. So the Admirals are down to 1 30-second timeout and 1 full timeout left. I've got Oak Ridge with 3 full timeouts remaining, as Farragut with 1:21 to go continues to have possession of the ball, leading 62-60. If you're watching the video stream behind the camera, Nick Blankenship is also the proprietor of A-List Video Solutions, in addition to the fine video work he does on behalf of Farragut football and Farragut basketball. But A-List Video Solutions can help with personal or business-related video needs. If you want to document a business or a business conference or presentation, let A-List Video Solutions help with its start-to-finish services. Perhaps you'd like to capture those memories of a lifetime, weddings, funerals, family reunions, what have you. A-List Video Solutions can assist with that as well. Also, digital conversions of 8mm and VHS video. Let A-List Video Solutions help you with that and all sorts of other services they provide. For more information, call A-List Video Solutions. Call or text 865-679-2276. Again, that's A-List Video Solutions at 865-679-2276. Farragut with the basketball coming out of the timeout. Britton Lewis trying to get it into Dan Lanning. Justice West on him as Lanning drives baseline, gives it off to Reed Vining. Vining scores at the rim and was fouled. Lanning driving the baseline, leaves it off in the paint for Vining. And Reed Vining scores the basket, was fouled by Eli Peters. And Vining with 6 points, looking to add to that total as he steps to the line with 1:18 to go, and Farragut up 64-60. The senior with a free throw short, left it short, so it's a 4-point game. Justice West dribbles right into the paint, puts a shot up, blocked. Reed Vining with a block ahead to Britton Lewis. Lewis pulls up on the left wing, gives it back to Parker Lane. The Admirals want to milk some clock. Huge block by Reed Vining, as Parker Lane now, pressured by Jarrell Jimerson, gives off to Matthew Dickens. Dickens trying to give it back to Parker, threw it away. The Admirals with their 13th turnover of the night. 45.9 seconds to play. Trying to play keep away, and a situation where you feel like Oak Ridge was probably willing to give the foul, but Farragut turned the ball over. West in front court. Spins right. Peters, pick and roll action. West will keep it, driving into the lane. And what do we have? A timeout, I think. Yes, timeout called by Oak Ridge. They only have full timeouts remaining. So they wanted a 30, but they'll have to take a full. Full timeout with 32.5 seconds to play. And the Admirals leading 64-60. 30-second break here for our sponsors. We'll return with more as you listen to Farragut High School Hoops, presented by Precision Garage Door Service, a name you can trust.
Life doesn't run on bank hours. That's why Citizens Bank offers checking accounts with tools you can use anytime, like mobile deposit, debit card controls, and online bill pay. Whether it's for your home or your business, you'll get options that work and support from people based right here in Knoxville and Lenore City. Explore your options at citizensbank24.com. Member FDIC.
64-60, Farragut leading after being down earlier this quarter, 55-46. 32.5 seconds to play. Oak Ridge, having used the timeout, will have 2 remaining. Farragut has 2 remaining as well, I believe. Actually, they're showing Farragut with only 1 remaining. on the scoreboard. So Farragut's in the bonus. Admirals haven't committed a foul this fourth quarter. Oak Ridge will be inbounding off the baseline. They lob it into Peters at the free throw line, gives it back to Taubenheim. Taubenheim out top, double teamed. Farragut gives the foul with 28.5 seconds. So got to be careful here. Reed Vining just picked up his fourth foul. You want to not allow them the easy shot, make them go through their set yet again on the inbound, but Farragut doesn't have the luxury of fouls to give. They do in terms of fourth quarter fouls, but they've been called for so many prior to that that there's some foul difficulties on this team. And so out of the ball game, Reed Vining, the rim protector. Matthew Dickens checks in for him as Reed goes to the bench with 4 fouls. And now Parker will reach and give a foul. Now he's got them to give. That's his second. Got to be careful not to be called for a flagrant. 24.9 seconds, so 2 fouls. Inbounding for Oak Ridge, Ethan James gives in to West. West driving into the paint, leaves it off with Peters. Peters spins, double teamed, and they called Farragut for a foul on a reach in. Dan Lanning with his third. Reed Vining checks back into the game from Matthew Dickens with 20.1 seconds. So Oak Ridge continues to have it. From the baseline, they lob it into James. James trying to get it back to Taubenheim, goes down low to Peters. Peters spins, shoots, and scores with the left hand, a hook over Vining, banked it in off the window. And so Peters' big night continues. He's got 15, 7 this quarter. And full timeout taken, I think, by Oak Ridge. Let's see. Nope, by Farragut. They're showing no timeouts left for the Admirals. 14.2 seconds to play. Oak Ridge with 2 timeouts remaining. The Admirals are in the bonus, leading by 2, 64-62. Let's see. I've got that backwards. Oak Ridge has used the last timeout, so my apologies there. So let's see. Farragut should have a 30 and a full remaining. Oak Ridge is out of timeouts. Farragut is in the bonus. The Admirals have committed 3 fouls, so Oak Ridge 2 away from shooting free throws, and the Wildcats trailing Farragut by 2 after the basket by Eli Peters, sophomore post player, giving him 15 tonight. Britton Lewis to inbound. Aiden Foshee, Matthew Dickens, Dan Lanning, and Parker Lane also on the floor for the Admirals as they try to get the ball in against a press. Peters fronting Britton Lewis. Lewis runs the baseline, gets it into Parker Lane. Parker, head fakes, now explodes into front court. Play a little keep away, Parker. And Jimerson gives the foul with 9.4. Good job. Parker came wide open and got the ball. It was just an open lane into front court, so take it. Milk all you can off the clock, and Parker saw that opening, exploded into front court. Jimerson with the foul. Parker misses a free throw. A chance to make it a 2-possession game, but it's going to remain a 1-possession game even if Parker hits this one. First free throw of the night for Parker Lane. He's got 14 points. 64-62, 9.4 seconds to play. Parker with a free throw, good. 15 points for him. Oak Ridge inbounding Farragut with some pressure. West in rear court. Farragut fouls. That'll be foul number 4 of the quarter and the 3rd on Parker Lane. No more fouls at this point. 6.9 seconds to go. Peters hit a 3 to beat Farragut in the first game at Oak Ridge back in December in a situation like this. Inbound to Taubenheim. Taubenheim, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He'll drive, leaves it off underneath with Peters. Foshee blocks the shot at the rim. Foshee blocks the shot at the rim. And the Admirals will win it 65-62 as the Wildcats, for some reason, didn't take the 3. And it'll be 65-62 the final as Jimerson heads to the locker room without going through the handshake line. So Farragut with the 3-point win, 65-62. They come from being down 9 in the fourth quarter, 55-46. And the Admirals pick up win number 22 of the season. They do so in dramatic fashion and will advance to take on Bearden Tuesday night here at McMinn County High School in the District 4 4A Boys Championship game. It'll be Oak Ridge playing the early game Tuesday night against the Hawks of Hardin Valley. Oak Ridge, tremendous effort from the Wildcats tonight. They fall to 17-12 overall. And again, the Admirals with the victory improve to 22-9. It was looking a little bit bleak in the fourth quarter when Admirals were down by 9. But a huge fourth quarter rally, and the Admirals hang on for the 3-point victory. Let's get a 3-minute break for our sponsors. We'll return to take a look at all the final numbers on the other side as you listen to Farragut High School Hoops, presented by Precision Garage Door Service on West 105, around the world at WFIV.com, and the Admiral video stream on 105.3 WFIV's YouTube channel.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Leaky pipes.
Oh no!
Toilets clogged.
Oh crap!
Don't freak out, just call us. Problem solved.
Okay.
No job too big, no job too small.
Okay.
Repairs, installs, relax, we do it all.
Valley Plumbing. Any plumbing issue, anytime. Call your Valley Plumbing professionals today at 865-351-0643 or visit valleyplumbingtn.com. That's valleyplumbingtn.com.
Selling or buying a home this spring in Farragut, Knoxville, Lenore City, and Maryville, experience matters. Trust a realtor. Homeowners know best. Phil Cobble of Phil Cobble Fine Homes and Land. With 46 years of success and over $1 billion in homes sold, Phil delivers expert guidance, smart marketing, and strong negotiations for results you can take to the bank. Don't leave your next move to chance. Call Phil Cobble today, 865-805-4664 for your private home evaluation.
Looking for a mortgage that fits your needs? At Hearthside Bank, we offer a variety of mortgage solutions to help you get into your dream home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or refinancing, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. With competitive rates, personalized service, and flexible terms, we have the right mortgage for you. Visit us today and let's make your homeownership dreams a reality. Hearthside Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Whether you're cheering on the home team or building your dream home, David's Abbey Carpet and Floors has you covered. From engineered hardwood to luxury vinyl, elegant porcelain to natural stone, David's has the winning design for every room and a championship team ready to help you score the perfect floor. Locally owned and proud to serve our communities from locations in Farragut, Maryville, and Pigeon Forge. Visit David's Abbey Carpet and Floors in-store or online today, where the Admirals shop for floors.
Hey, it's Matthew Bryan with Bryan Insurance Group. For your home, auto, or business, we are proud to represent the top carriers, including Erie Insurance, recently ranked #1 for auto insurance by Consumer Reports, along with Progressive, Geico, Allstate, Travelers, Foremost, Berkshire Hathaway, and Chubb. So you can compare and choose the coverage that fits your life the best. Start your custom quote today at bryaninsurance.com. That's BRYAN insurance.com.
Bryan Insurance for every season of your life.
If you're an LCUB electric customer, this is for you. It's time to upgrade your internet to True Fiber to the Home, the fastest internet available with free installation, no contracts, affordable fixed pricing, and local customer service. It's not too good to be true. LCUB is connecting new neighborhoods now with gig speed fiber internet starting at $69.99 a month. Wi-Fi included. Check your availability at lcub.com and get connected.
So the Farragut boys join the Farragut girls in that they will play early next week for the district tournament titles. And in both instances, they will match up with the teams from Bearden here at McMinn County High School. On Monday night, it'll be the Lady Admirals taking on the Lady Bulldogs at 7:30. The girls' consolation game will feature Oak Ridge and Lenore City. So that'll be our next broadcast Monday night here in Athens. Plan on being on the air about 7:15, 7:20 in advance of that 7:30 tip-off for the girls' district championship game. And the boys will follow suit on Tuesday night as Farragut survives Oak Ridge in this semifinal this evening. 65-62 is the final score, as Farragut trailed early 4-0, surged in front at 9-6 on their third three of the ball game, then up 11-7. It was Oak Ridge, however, scoring 12 of the final 15 of the first quarter to lead it 19-14 after one. And then at halftime, as Oak Ridge scored first to begin the second half, so they led by 7, 21-14. The Admirals would lead, for the first time in the second quarter at 24-23, then again 26-25. They were up 5 at 32-27 and led by 6 at halftime, 35-29. Good second quarter for the Admirals. So 21-10 Farragut advantage in the second quarter. In the third quarter, Oak Ridge was up 44-40. The Admirals then battled back to tie the game at 44. However, it was Oak Ridge with a 23-11 advantage when it was all said and done in the third quarter, and they were leading by 6 heading to the fourth quarter. Oak Ridge up on Farragut 52-46. Then they hit a three-pointer to open the fourth quarter, and they're up 55-46. Not looking good for the Admirals, but they just continued to battle and ultimately outscored Oak Ridge 19-10 over the final 8 minutes and pull out a 65-62 victory. Farragut's 22nd win on the season against 9 defeats. And the Admirals won despite being -8 by my count in the turnover margin tonight. I had Farragut with 13 turnovers, Oak Ridge with 5. But one of the big things where those turnovers were concerned is that 4 of Oak Ridge's 5 turnovers came in the final quarter. Looking at the individual scoring for the Wildcats, Ethan James, 4 of 4 from the line, finished with 8 points. Jarrell Jimerson, 2 of 2 from the line. Let's see, that should be 3 of 3 from the line. 1 3-pointer, and he had 8 points. Let's see, Luis Soria, 1 3-pointer, 5 points tonight for Soria. Eli Peters, 1 3-pointer for the Wildcats as he finishes with 15 points. Justice West, 4 of 6 from the line, 16 points for West. None, however, in the fourth quarter. Charlie Taubenheim, 2 of 3 from the line, 10 points tonight for Taubenheim, only 2 after halftime. Keep in mind, Taubenheim lit up Farragut for 33 back in December, had 19 at Lynn Sexton Gymnasium in the latter half of January, limited to 10 points tonight. So Oak Ridge shoots 13 of 16 from the foul line. That is good for 81%. 13 of 16, and they had 3 3-pointers. All of those came in the second half, getting 1 apiece from Jimerson, Soria, and Peters. For Farragut, Matthew Dickens with 1 3-pointer, finished with 9 points. Dan Lanning, outstanding on the offensive end for the Admirals tonight, really both ends. 2 of 2 from the line, 20 points for Lanning as he's Farragut's leading scorer. Reed Vining, 0 of 1 from the line, had 6 points. Britton Lewis with 9 points, 0 of 1 from the line was Britton. He had 1 3-pointer. Aiden Foshi, also a 3-pointer, 1 of 2 from the line, finished with 6 points. Parker Lane, who's about to join me here in just a couple of seconds. A couple of threes tonight for Parker. He was 1 of 2 from the line, finished with 15 points. The Admirals 4 of 8 from the foul line. Again, Oak Ridge was 13 of 16, and the Admirals with 5 threes to Oak Ridge's 3 3-pointers. 2 threes for Parker, 1 apiece for Aiden Foshi, Britton Lewis, and Matthew Dickens, as the Admirals win it by a final of 65-62. And pleased to be joined by senior Parker Lane. And boy, that's a heavy exhale, is it not, yes, Parker?
That was extremely stressful. That was wild.
That was stressful, at times frustrating, but I guess that kind of makes it all the more satisfying if you get out with a win. Tell me a little bit about the job that was done tonight in keeping Charlie Taubenheim to 10 points, because I mentioned as I was running down the scoring there, he had been the kind of thorn in your guys' side this season. But obviously that goes primarily to Britton, but then when the fouls start mounting, other people have to start stepping up, and you just have to help regardless anyhow.
Yeah, well, we keyed in on him on practice. We went over all their plays, and a lot of their sets are to get him the ball, get him good shots. So Britton played phenomenal defense, and then we had help side and switches and constant communication. So that's how we were able to hold him.
And, he did a nice job. You force him to give up the ball. He did a nice job at times on the pick and roll action with Peters, giving the ball off to him. But I felt like you guys took a little while, but got adjusted to that and found some answers to that. Could you enlighten me as to kind of like was there an adjustment? Was there?
Yeah, we definitely had an adjustment, but we wanted to limit Charlie from getting shots. I mean, he's the one who killed us the past 2 times we played him, and the saying, if you can take the best player out of the game, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. Yeah. And they had a couple other players that stepped up and make some big-time shots, but that's something that we're going to live with. Yeah. Holding Charlie under, around 10 points is exactly what we wanted to do.
There you go. Followed the game plan to perfection.
Yep.
Let's see. What about Dan Lanning's ability to get to the rim tonight? That was
phenomenal. Huge. Getting downhill, creating, finishing. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better game from him. He's our energy guy, as you can tell when you watch the game. Very energetic, very talkative, but that's a part of him, and that's what makes him the player that he is. Yeah. And so we just couldn't be more proud of him.
Yeah. What about Aiden Foshee with the play there at the end, the block shot? I was a little surprised, of course, that they didn't take the 3, but still they drive into the basket. It's like, please don't commit the foul. Let them have the 2, but Aiden cleans it up nicely.
I mean, just a great block. I mean, we work on defense so much in practice, and us 6 to 7 players that get a lot of minutes, we really take pride in our defense. So.
Well, and the defense comes up with 4 takeaways in the fourth quarter. I only had 1 prior to that by my count. I could have missed something, but the defense. Obviously, you're down 9 early in the quarter. You got to have some stops. It's about making baskets, but you got to have stops to make up ground. So 4 turnovers, pretty big. You took a huge charge. That was one of the turnovers for Oak Ridge, and then just avoiding them yourself, and it was a nerve-wracking game, Parker. I have a little bit of a hard time collecting my thoughts here about what to ask you. So career leader in minutes played. Where does this rank when you think about all the minutes you've played at Farragut High School over your 4 years? Where does this one rank in terms of stress level?
I would say number 1.
Number 1.
I think we come into this game, we knew how big of a game this was.
Right.
1, for us to go to the district championship, and 2, for us to host the first-round region game, which is something that we're now able to do. And we only lost 1 game at home this year. We play great at home. We have a great student section, and we just wanted this really bad. I mean, us 5 seniors have played with each other for a very long time, and this was just something that we wanted to win.
Yeah.
And, thinking about playing Bearden in the district championship is amazing, but also we're never going to play them to end our season. And that's something that we got to think about, too, because obviously they're a phenomenal team, and I think we're capable of beating them. But it's nice to know that they wouldn't potentially be the last game that we play.
Yeah. Well, this all-senior starting lineup, these guys that have played together for years, such an easy team. I've said it repeatedly over the course of the year, such an easy team to root for, and it's only fitting that you have an opportunity to play at least 1 more game at your place, and hopefully it'll be more than that. Yeah. And so that's fantastic. I try to get all those guys I mentioned, Aiden with the big block at the end. Maybe compared to the other guys, perhaps flies a little bit more under the radars in recognition, but Aiden with 6 points tonight, big defensive play at the end. Again, Parker with 15. Britton doing the defensive work to a large degree on Charlie Taubenheim of Oak Ridge, and then chipping in 9 points as well. Reed didn't have the scoring output that he has had in past games with Oak Ridge, but always on the glass. Had a couple of big block shots in the fourth quarter, too. And as we already mentioned about Dan Lanning with 20 points tonight. And, of course, Matthew Dickens is really the only other guy. Connor Everly gave you some minutes, and any extra break you can get tonight in a game like this with this kind of intensity, that's awfully nice for Connor to be able to come in and just give somebody a breather for a little bit. But primarily the only other guy out there, Matthew Dickens, he made some big shots. I think there may have been one down here where Coach Burris was saying no, 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 no until it went through the bottom of the net. And then it was like, oh, that was a great shot, Matthew.
He's got confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody played with confidence tonight and composure, what you would expect from this senior-led team as they pick up win number 22 on the season. Just really proud for you guys and pleased for you guys to have the opportunity, as you say, to host the region and to have the opportunity Tuesday night to play for the district tournament championship. Parker, it has been a lot of fun to watch you over the 4 years, and Hey, come back up, talk with us another time before you're out of here.
Thank you.
Parker Lane. Outstanding job by that young man and his teammates as they battle back from being down 9. And I just almost at a little bit of a loss at times as to what to ask, just because of the emotions of the game and the back and forth nature of the game, the frustrations of the game. What about all that, Coach?
Man.
I asked Parker if he'd been in a more stressful situation as the career minutes played leader at Farragut High School. Had there been, and he said, he thought this was probably at least as stressful, maybe the most stressful.
Yes. I mean,
you just want it so bad for this group.
Yes. I mean, you always want it for your team.
Right.
You know, I've said numerous times I hate losing far more than I actually enjoy winning. But this group is just, man, this group is just – they're different, and I don't mean that as a slight to any of the other 3 groups that I've been blessed to coach. It's just, there's a little bit more of a bond just because I've been with these guys all 4 years. So, like, we keep, setting these goals, and we accomplished our first one, and then, we accomplished our second one. And it's really enjoyable to do that with this group. Guys that I've seen go from guys like Parker, who's a 4-year starter, and played the most minutes in, school history and all that. But also one of those 5 seniors is Aiden Foshi, who I still remember as a freshman. You're like, oh, this kid, he's a great kid. He's a good shooter. I don't know if he's ever going to develop. Game-winning block, and I could go through all 5 of those guys. You could go through all the things Britton does.
Yep.
Dan tonight, amazing. Yep. Reed, still probably doesn't feel 100% from being sick, and he got some big stops, some big rebounds.
Yep.
Matthew played really well tonight. It's just it's a really, really fun group to be around, and they make my job a lot easier, even on days like today that are extremely stressful. So I'm happy that they get to celebrate this. I'm happy that our coaches who put in the amount of time that Coach Johnson does on our scout and the things Coach Jenkins does for us offensively, and Coach Swartz is the best therapist I have, with all his years of experience. He's that guy I can turn to and just ask, what do you think? So it's an unbelievable group of 15 young men and the 3 coaches that I'm blessed to be beside, and it makes nights like tonight even more special than they already would be.
Yeah. Well, Farragut with a chance to play for the district tournament title on Tuesday night, 7:30 against Bearden. And beyond that, know that come Saturday, a week from tomorrow, the Admirals will be at Lynn Sexton Gymnasium, and just so appropriate that this team will have the opportunity guaranteed to them to play again on their home floor. As Parker said, they've only lost once this year at home. But just
knock on wood, man. Knock on wood. Yes, we played really well at home.
Yeah.
And a lot of that goes to the credit.
Hey, check. Okay, there we go.
I was just going to start sending code messages to my daughter through the camera. I love you, Briar.
Let's see. With a reboot connecting. Come on. Check.
Oh, they can still hear me on the radio? Okay.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay.
Gotcha, but it's echoey.
All righty. I think we're back. With Coach J.P. Burris. Apologize for that. I mean, I don't know what else to ask, Coach. I mean, we talked a little bit about obviously the stress level of this game and the outstanding job done by all the young men who played tonight, and what a special group it is. Obviously, big challenge Tuesday night in the championship game, but one you'd welcome any day of the week, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're blessed to be in a district championship. Obviously, Bearden is Bearden. We've talked about that a few times. You know, just kind of like a side note, I was thinking about this when I was sitting over there, and, you know, Parker was killing his interview. In the last 3 weeks, we've gone up against a Bearden team, a Fulton team, and an Oak Ridge team that have 3 of the best coaches in the state, you know. And just the fact that we've competed in those games is giving me some confidence in our guys. And it's cool to go, you know, these are guys that have been coaching since I was a player, you know. Like I look up to a Aaron Green, a Jeremy Parrott, a Jody Wright, and just kind of seeing some of the things they do and trying to, you know, kind of change my portfolio. Like, hey, Coach Parrott does a phenomenal job of this. Coach Wright does a phenomenal job of this. You know, Coach Green does a phenomenal job of that. So, you know, playing against some of the best coach teams right before postseason and even into postseason is only going to help us, you know, and maybe some of that paid off tonight. Hopefully some of that will pay off as we continue to go forward in our season. So, yeah, like you said, it's just unbelievable night. A lot of things to be happy about. As long as we don't get pulled over on the way home, you know, I'm gonna be on cloud 9 the rest of the night.
Well, right before there was the whole controversy about the official being engaged with the scores table, and they called Dan for walking in rear court when it was obvious that the play should not have been allowed to be set in motion. What was the conference prior to that about?
So what they called on the court was it hit the top of the backboard, which
Your
is
ball.
out of bounds, our ball. Somehow a discussion got started that, well, it didn't actually hit the top, it hit the white, which to me, I mean, that's a pretty clear, like, if it hit the white line. But again, you know, to each their own, that was the conversation. So then they said it goes to a jump ball, which cost us our possession. I was more upset about that because I was like, hey, the game's winding down. We have the possession right now. You want to have the possession. So not only did we not get a defensive rebound and stop and then still have possession, we lost possession, and then 5 seconds later, the scores table was never reported to, hey, it was a jump ball to switch the arrow, and that's what they were doing. So I'm engaged with the official,
as is the official,
the scores table, and he's engaged with me. And the other official on the other side
looking right at that,
he was counting, and then he called a double dribble or a walk, one of the two on Dan. That was tough. But honestly, you know, I think right after that there was a timeout, and we sat down, and that was still about a 7. It was a 3-possession game.
Yeah.
And they sat down. And I don't know that I always get it right with the messages I try to send, but I just, you know, Coach Johnson, Coach Schwartz, and Coach Jenkins did a good job of, you know, calming them down while I was trying to talk to them and making sure that timeout wasn't emotional. And I just sat down or squatted down and said, hey, life's all about adversity. We've faced adversity all year. You got to let that go. We got to let that go. We have to go get a stop. If we go get a stop, it doesn't matter. And, you know, fortunately for us, we did. So
what an outstanding team to take that message to heart. And
that's a credit to
fantastic.
Them. Credit to them and credit to our assistants for making sure those
and
guys
to you
were
and your
calm
staff.
And,
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's nice insight. I appreciate that, Coach, because I was about to lose my mind up here.
Yeah, man, there was a couple things that, you know, that kind of went against us, but again, that's basketball. There's a few things that went against them. I'm sure Coach Green could point out some calls he didn't agree with, and that's basketball. But, you know, it typically balances out. I've tried to really, you know, ever since the Christmas tournament up in Gatlinburg, just tried to be like, hey, I got to stay calm. It helps us stay calm. The only thing I really said was at one point it was like 15-4 foul discrepancy and like 16-3 free throws. And I was like, listen, we are very handsy and we're very physical, and they're extremely well coached. They're really good on defense. But it was one of those where it's like, okay, we're attacking the basket with the same tenacity that they are. And I'm not saying it's a foul every time, but I just thought, like, maybe it'd balance out. And, you know, maybe we just got to get tougher. You know, that was really the only thing tonight where I was like, hey, I'm just trying to bring attention to this. Everything else, it balances out. You just got to keep playing basketball. If you don't get stops, which we weren't doing, that's not the referee's fault that we couldn't stop Justice West from shooting 7 layups tonight.
Right.
So,
but in the fourth quarter, he was held off the scoreboard.
Good.
And Taubenheim only scored 2 after halftime. And so, Peters continued to be big tonight.
Yes.
The pick and roll action was tough with him.
Yes.
But
they're a tough matchup.
Yeah,
for
they
us,
are.
Reed is unbelievable at anchoring the rim. Reed is not built to guard on the perimeter, but we got the stops we needed tonight.
Yep.
Credit to Reed. Credit to Britton.
Well, I appreciate the explanation on that, because that's all I'm looking for is an explanation, because up here you got no idea. And it's like, what are they talking about? I mean, if the ball goes off the basket support at the top of the backboard, it belongs to the opposing team. I don't get it. Why are we sort of – but I get it now, with your explanation that they said it wasn't actually off the top of the backboard, so therefore it goes to the jump ball.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that, Coach.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to get you in any hot water talking about the officials or anything, but –
I didn't think they. I mean, it was a physical game. It's a postseason game.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they're out here, because I know I couldn't sign up to do that. So I credit them for being the ones that are willing to do it.
No doubt, no doubt. Coach, congratulations.
Hey, can I give a quick shout out?
Anything you want.
My Uncle Jerry needs to be here on Tuesday night, so. He just needs to be here. I've had that conversation with him, so I need to get him out here. Just want to give him a shout-out.
Well,
Hope you're doing well, Uncle Jerry.
If he needs a ride, just show up at the radio station at about 5:30.
He can ride with his brother. His brother will bring him down here.
Coach Burris, appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Tuesday.
Safe travels, and don't get a ticket.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see Coach Burris Tuesday night as Farragut plays Bearden for the District 4 title. The girls will play Bearden for the District 4 title on Monday night. Both of those games, 7:30. Those are our next broadcasts. Monday, the girls play in the championship game. Tuesday night, the boys follow suit, taking on Bearden as well in the championship game. Admirals win it tonight, 65-62 over a gritty Oak Ridge squad, as Farragut picks up its 22nd win of the season. For Nick Blankenship behind the camera, for Dusty Street back in our WFIV studios, until Monday night, when we should be about 7:15, 7:20, our airtime for the 7:30 tip-off for the girls' championship game between Farragut and Bearden. Until then, for Dusty and Nick, I'm Eric Gerhardt saying thank you so much for listening. We wish you a good night, a safe and enjoyable weekend.
Farragut High School basketball on West 105, brought to you by Hearthside Bank Farragut, David's Abbey Carpet, Shrimp Dock, Miser Wealth Partners, Valley Plumbing, Shop Farragut, Citizens Bank, Doxville and Lenore City, and by Bryan Insurance Group, the voice of the Farragut Admirals. This is West 105.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.